Great good morning, officers. I, Sumit Kumar Singh, welcome all of you in Magadputri YouTube channel. My dear friends, today in this video we are going to see the detailed syllabus of geography optional paper. My dear friends, it is the geography, one of the important optional paper of UPSC Civil Services examination or the mains examination, and is a high score or high marking subject. So today in this video we will discuss the paper 1 as well as paper 2 syllabus of geography optional civil services. So let us start. The first is principle of geography. Physical geography. Point number 1 is geomorphology. The factors controlling landform development, endogenetic and exogenetic forces, origin and evolution of the earth crust, fundamentals of geomagnetism, physical conditions of the earth interior, geocyclones, continental drift, isostatic, plate tectonic, recent view on the mountain building, volcanicity, earthquakes and tsunami, concepts of geomorphic cycles and landscape development, denudation chronology, channel morphology, erosion surface, slope development, applied geomorphology, economic geology and environment. Now in point number 2, it's the climatology. The temperature and the pressure belts of the world, heat, versatile of the earth, atmospheric circulation, atmospheric stability and instability, parliamentary and local winds, monsoon and jet streams, air masses and frontal, temperate and the tropical cyclones, type and distribution of precipitations, weather and climate, Köppen's chronowaves and the distribution of precipitations, weather and the climate, Köppen's chronovate and the throughout classification of the world climate, hydrological cycle, global climatic changes, and the role and response of man in climatic change, applied climatology and urban climate. Now move toward the point number 3. The oceanography. The bottom topography of the Atlantic, Indian and the Pacific Oceans, temperature and the salinity of the oceans, heat and salt budgets, ocean deposits, webs, current and tides, marine resources, biotic minerals and energy resources, coral reefs, coral bleaching, sea level changes, law of the sea and marine pollutions. Now in point number 4, biogeography. Genesis of the soil, classifications and distribution of soil, soil profile, soil erosion, degradation and conservation, factors influencing world distribution of the plant and animals, problems of deforestation and conservation, measures, social forestry, agroforestry, wildlife, major gene pool centers. Now in point number 5, the environmental geography. Principles ecology, human ecological adaptations, influence of the man on ecology and environment, global and regional ecological changes and imbalances, ecosystems, their management and conservation, environmental degradation, management and conservation, biodiversity and sustainable development, environmental policy, environmental hazards and remedial measures, environmental education and legislation. Now move toward the human geography. In point number 1 of human geography, perspectives in human geography. Areal differentiations, regional synthesis, dictonymy and dualism, environmentalism, quantitative revolution and locational analysis, radical behavioral, human and welfare approaches, languages, religions and secularizations, cultural regions of the world, human development index. Now in point number 2, economic geography. The world economic development, measurement and the problems, world resources and their distributions, energy crisis, the limits to grow, world agricultural typology of agriculture regions, agricultural inputs and productivity, foods and nutrients problem, food security, famine, causes, effects, and remedies, world industries, locations, patterns, and the problems, pattern of world trade. In point number 3, population and settlement geography. Growth and distribution of the world population, demographics, attributes, causes and consequences of mitigation, concepts of over, under and optimum population, population theories, world population problems, and policies, social well-being and equality of quality of life, population as social capital. Types and patterns of rural settlements. Environmental issues in rural settlements, hierarchy of urban settlement, urban morphology, concept of the primate city, and rank size rule, functional classification of the towns, sphere of urban influence, rural urban fringe, satellite town, problems and remedies of urbanization, sustainable development of cities. So these are the important topics. Now in point number 4, regional planning, concept of a region, types of regions and methods of regionalizations, growth centers and growth poles, regional imbalances, regional development strategies, environmental issues and regional planning, planning for sustainable development. In point 5, models, theories and the law in human geography, system analysis in human geography, multitheism, Marxism and demographics transition model, central place theories of Crystallus and Loches, Piroxis and possibly von Twens models of agricultural location, Bevel's model of industrial location, Ostap's model of stages of growth, Heartland and Rimland theories, law of international boundaries and frontiers. So these are the important points related to geography paper 1 optional. Now move toward the paper 2 of geography optional paper. Paper 2, the geography of India. In point number 1 of geography of India is physical setting. The space relationship of India with neighboring countries, structure and relief, drainage system and watersheds, physiographic regions, mechanism of India monsoons and rainfall patterns, tropical psychographic regions, mechanism of the Indian monsoons and rainfall patterns, tropical cyclones and the western disturbances of floods and the droughts, climatic regions, natural vegetation, soil types and their distributions. In point number 2, it's the resources, land, surface and groundwater, energy, minerals, biotic and marine resources, forest and wildlife resources, their conservations, energy crisis. In point number 3, agriculture, infrastructure, irrigation, seed, fertilizers, power, institutional factors, land holding, land tenure and the land reforms. Cropping pattern, agriculture productivity, agriculture intensity, crop combination, land capability, agro and social forestry, green revolution and its socio-economic and ecological implications, significance of the dry farming, livestock resources and white revolution, aquaculture, sericulture, agriculture and the poultry, agricultural regionalizations and agroclimatic zones, agroecological regions. Now in point number 4, industry. Evolution of industries, location factor of the cotton, jute, textile, iron and steel, aluminum, fertilizers, paper, chemical and pharmaceuticals, automobiles, cottage and agro-waste industries. Industrial houses and complexes including public sector undertakings, industrial regionalization, new industrial policy, multinationals and liberalization, special economic zones, tourism including ecotourism. Now in point number 5, transport, communication and trade, road, railways, waterways, airways and pipeline networks and their complementary roles in regional development, growing importance of the ports on national and foreign trade, trade balance, trade policy, export processing zones, developments in communication and information technology and their impacts on economy and society, Indians space programs. In point number 6, cultural setting, historical perspective of Indian society, radical linguistic and ethnic diversities, religious minorities, major tribes, tribal areas and their problems, cultural reasons, growth, distribution and density of population, demographics, attributes, sex ratio, age structure, literacy rate, workforce, dependency ratio, longevity, migration, inter-regional, intra-regional and international, associated problems, population problems and policies, health indicators. In point number 7, this settlement. Types, patterns and morphology of rural settlement, urban development, morphology of Indian cities, functional classification of Indian cities, conurbations and metropolitans regions, urban sprawl, slums and associated problems, town planning problems and of urbanization and remedies. In point number 8, regional development and planning. Experience of regional planning in India, 5-year plans, integrated rural development programs, Panchayatiyas and decentralized planning, command area development, watershed management, planning for backward area desert, drought-prone hills, tribal area development, multi-level planning, regional planning and development of island territories. In point number 9, political aspects. A geographical basis of Indian federalism, state reorganization, emergence of the new state, regional consciousness and interstate issues, international boundary of India and related issues, cross-border terrorism, India's role in world affairs, geopolitics of the South Asia and Indian Ocean realms. In point number 10, contemporary issues, ecological issues, environmental hazards, landslides, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods and droughts, epidemics, issues related to environmental pollution, changes in patterns of land use, principles of environmental impact assessment and environmental management, population explosions and food security, environmental degradation, deforestation, desertification and soil erosion, problems of agrarian and industrial unrest, regional disparities in economic development, concept of sustainable growth and development, environmental awareness, linkages of rivers, globalization and Indian economy. There were a we should point and also highlight what the note is given by the UPSC in this geography. Candidates will be required to answer one compulsory map question pertinent to subject covered by this paper. It means there were a map in the question paper. So you have to also focus on the map to India and the world. There were a question, one compulsory question on the basis of map which you have to answer. So in this video we have seen both the paper 1 and paper 2 syllabus of geography, optional paper of UPSC Civil Services Mains Examination. So today in this video we see the geography paper 1 as well as paper 2 of optional paper. So I think if you think it is informative, knowledgeable, and if you are the first time in UPSC preparation field and if you are the first time in Magadputra channel, then like it, share it and subscribe it for daily current affair, point-wise summary and news related to UPSC Civil Services preparation and short and sweet summaries and analysis. So thank you. Have a great day.